my life is a struggle between letting my parents understand what career I'm gonna go to, cause for them it's a traditional family, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
course, you study, then you go to work. Like
Yeah.
back in October, I think I forgot what holiday was it, but it was about religion here, where they have to go home.
Dashera, yeah.
Yeah.
Dashera.
So me and the strap was like the only there we're only two here. Really sad that we cannot go home. We're not close with my family. Where okay guys, by weekend you can go home to your families. It's a day off. Just go get back in the boot camp the next day. I can't do that. My favorite quote when it comes to esports or sports in general is not about reaching the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's about staying in the top.
Yeah.
Cause consistency over like just one result, like
Mm.
one team wonder, you know.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another new episode of The Art of Gaming. And today we've got somebody who kind of personifies that art of gaming, but especially in FPS games, more particularly Valorant. For our first international guest, who I think has taken over to India pretty wholeheartedly, we've got Mr. Philip, aka ARYU, aka Are You Kidding Me, aka Are You So Good, aka The GOAT, everything yada yada. Welcome, ARYU.
Hello. Oh yeah, your cat's looking cute in the background.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, my cat does a guest appearance every week, and she loves watching the guests. And if they're good enough, she comes on the camera. So you are good enough. That's what she's meaning to say. All right, are you? How has your day been today? How have you been feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling fine because we already got like the rest, because the games that we played is like in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine playing 10:30 a.m. on a pro match. It's quite new for us since
Mm.
Crim starts around maybe around 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So we had to adjust our body clock. So now we're
Mm.
fully resting to fully adjust it again.
I think this is the thing, right? The body clock thing you talk about for gamers. Like, usually your day starts around 12:01, right? Where you've had lunch and then you sit down and then you start practicing for the rest of the day. So,
Yeah.
uh, do you think is it an okay thing, or do you think that as you guys should start waking up a little earlier in general?
The problem with it is that other teams, if you're gonna scrim, right, it
Mm,
usually starts around 1:30 IST. So
mm,
even if we wake up early,
mm-hmm.
we're not even gonna be productive because there's not gonna be
Anything to
opponents to
do.
practice with
Fair enough.
anyways.
Mm. All right. So, okay, Ayu, we'll get back to everything else later. I want to know a little bit about you. I want to know what and who is Philip, right? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about him. Of course, you are from Philippines. Talk to us a little bit about your childhood. What was it like?
I mean, I came from a poor family where our house is like just like a second floor only, like a boarding house where the five of us, like the family itself, we sleep in the same bed
Mm.
because we don't have an actual house yet. So like I think my dream was really simple. It's just that have enough money to buy myself things that I want, but not to overly spend it. Like
Mm.
I mean that's it.
Fair enough. So, what was your first ever experience of gaming? Where did you find your touch of first ever game, whatever around that?
I mean, computer cafes, internet cafes are pretty common in the Philippines. So you can actually just go out 30-second walk, 1 minute walk. You're gonna see your first cafe shop anyway. So
Mm.
I got hooked it up early, like maybe around uh, 4 years old, 3 years old.
Damn.
So from there, there's like free games there, like crack pirated games, anyways. So that's how I start my computer journey. I think my first game was, I'm not sure what the shooting game back then, like the arcade game, the one that's free on every new computer. I just forgot the
Yeah.
name. Virtua Cup, I think that's the name.
Is
Yeah.
that a Philippine game?
I don't think so. I'm not really sure, but it's that what that's what it's called. Or
Alright.
Alien versus Predators.
Alien vs Predator. Yeah, I think that I've heard of. Yeah. Speaking about your childhood itself, you started, like you said, you started off pretty early, 3 4 years of age, especially given that you had so many computer cafes around you, and considering that you said that you came from a rather little lower end background. How is it that you ended up getting attracted towards gaming? I'm pretty sure because your parents would have been like, as anywhere in the Southeast Asian and South Asian countries, that we don't have that much money, you should probably not do this. Did you have ever that sort of a thing in your life?
Yeah, basically my life is a struggle between letting my parents understand what career I'm gonna go to, cause for them it's a traditional family, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
course you study then you go to work, but they don't expect hobbies of yours, especially gaming,
Mm.
that would actually be a job for you. So I think back then I was supposed to sleep by, I think, 12 a.m. I should be in bed already.
Mm-hmm.
So when my dad saw me, I was still playing at that time, he's plugging the internet off. So, and it was a best of 5 tournament. So, and it's the fifth nap. That's the worst part. Then
Ah, damn.
I think I cried in front of him because this is really important to me. But
Mm-hmm.
it took a while. But yeah, now I think they fully understand that, oh, this is a job, and they fully understand that they cannot be what do you say, close-minded about things that they're not aware about.
Mm. That is there. I think it's heavily predominant in a lot of the Southeast Asian countries and even in India as well, right, where you are currently, of course. But I want to talk to you about your career particularly. Let's come to that. Uh, you started off, I believe, on a team called Valcure, where was it Valcure? Professional
Yeah,
at least, yeah.
yeah.
Right, where I think you guys were in 2021. You were participating in the Philippine challengers, and you guys were qualifying as well. But you guys were, the minute you went to the stage 2, you guys were facing off against the bigger teams, and sometimes you had difficulty. Talk to me through your first stage of your career. What was it like playing early on in the Philippines in 2021?
Cause that team was created because they were my friends back in CS.
Mm-hmm.
Cause my professional career started actually in MOBA,
Mm.
but I switched to FPS, which is CS:GO, and those CS friends transitioned also to Valorant.
Mm.
Then I think unofficially wise, our first team name was called 5MQ, which is 5-man queue, which is, 5-man queues back in the day are pretty
Yeah.
common. Then after that, I think from there we this is not what they say officially like said, but
Mm-hmm.
one of my teammates was falsely accused of getting banned because
Okay.
I was only a sixth slash coach back then because I was in my third year in my university, so
Mm-hmm.
I had to focus on my project, my thesis, etc. So I was actually forced to play as a fifth.
Hmm.
So from there, I think it grew on me. Like, I want to keep competing. So instead of trying to focus one thing, I
Hmm.
multitask both of it, which is studies and competing. There were a lot also of uh third-party tournaments in the Philippines that are not registered in VLR
Yeah.
because it's not within the price pool, which is $1,000, right?
Mm.
So during our off season in the 2021, which
Mm.
is before stage 3,
Mm.
we were legit dominating. We actually uh got to 5 maps with Bread Esports, which is the current team secret right now.
Yeah.
Then they went on and they qualified for champions. So
Mm-hmm.
our confidence there was like really high. Uh what can I say? It's prospering, like those
Mm.
types of years where you can just get any players that you want. They're willing to grind. It's a new esports game.
Yeah.
I mean, so far the 2021 season was really good,
Mm.
but what changed the most is the last 2 months of 2021, where I actually teamed up with what do you say, Georgie, Eman, and Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
Then we formed the with Modeski as well. So
Mm.
we formed what we call self called, what do you say, Avengers, because technically they were the most individually cracked players available at the
I
time.
mean, right now most of them are in pretty good and solid teams, like like yourself. So Fair enough. You mentioned MOBA, right? You said your first ever professional experience. What was that about? Like, what was that? Talk to me about your first MOBA game.
Because Dota back then was really like at the peak in PH.
Mm.
Like I even got the beta key like when it was first released in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really an avid MOBA fan. It's pretty common to have 5v5 betting uh like teams, like
Yeah.
you're gonna go up against them and they have to pay you if they lose, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what sparked me to enter into esports. But when you, what do you say, when you rest a bit in
Mm-hmm.
MOBA, maybe next patch this particular hero or agent is not really good anymore, so you have to practice some other. So I got left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And back in 2015, I saw, like, I think I had enough money, like extra money in Steam Wallet. I saw CSGO. I'm like, whoa, they have an updated graphic of CS? Because the last CS I played was 1.6.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's how I started my FPS career. But MOBA games, it's really fun to play. But now, for me, it's not really fun to watch anymore.
Fair enough. No, I once you get used to the pacing and action of FPS, MOBA kind of becomes like a lot more. It's a patience game. It's a lot of
Yeah,
patience.
exactly,
So
yeah.
and in FPS, patience is lasting only for a minute because the next is 50 seconds of a round where you have to go and attack, right? But
Yeah,
MOBA it's a lot longer. So yeah, fair enough. Now, MOBAs, FPS, you've played all of these games, right?
yeah.
What was the one thing about CS:GO that pulled you to making it as a professional? Like, what made you want to go pro in the first place?
I think when I transitioned back, when I transitioned to CS, I was on a Facebook group called, like, just a gaming group in general.
Mm.
Then it was a small group, but it took me, I think, at least 4 months to realize that the friends that I've been playing with was already like at the top, like they were already uh global or supreme master first class.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really like learning a lot. Like even though like my first IGL was really, what they say, toxic,
Mm-hmm.
where he's raging all the time. At first I didn't get it why he was so mad, but as time passes by, I started to realize that what I did back then was really stupid. So it helped me grow as a player, that I've been surrounded immediately by top players.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know Flippy back then from South Build, he
Yeah.
was like one of my friends back then that actually taught me how to play the game.
Nice. All right. Well, so clearly you have had the skill of being at the top and being surrounded by the top because, of course, you were also amongst the better players, right? Now, speaking of CS:GO, what was that career like? Like, how long did that last? Like, how long did you play professionally CS:GO?
If in terms of professionally in the Philippines itself, I think it's 5 years.
5 years.
5 years, but the success compared to Valorant,
Mm.
it's not really good because CS doesn't really support, what they say, small. Like they don't start at grassroots. You
Mm.
have to play the open qualifiers, which can be the best team immediately in China or the best team already in Southeast Asia, and you
Yeah.
don't have a chance to grow as a player where you have to face similar or a little bit higher level opponents instead of getting crushed immediately by the best. So CS, I think it really grew my, what do you say, my mechanical skills and my
Mm.
thinking, since because it was months after my first IGL retired.
Mm.
So I had to step up because I was really like, what do you say, his pupil, like his
Mm.
disciple. So after that, I think it was 5 years of continuous IGLing.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, I'm decent, I guess, in CS.
I mean, clearly you are a lot better at Valorant, but there is something I want to know from you about that whole transition from CS to Valorant itself. Did you jump the ship immediately, or did you take a transition period where you waited some time while you were still playing
Uh,
CS?
I didn't jump immediately because I truly loved like CS. Like even though I knew Valorant was up and coming and I think it was really gonna hit,
Mm.
I really love CS to the point that I didn't wanna quit. Like I made up reasons for myself to not transition. Like, oh my goodness, the Vanguard anti cheat, it's a kernel level cheat.
Mm.
Oh my goodness, it was access. Like everything that I can to just not play Valorant.
Yeah.
But when my last team in CS kicked me out,
Mm-hmm.
like out of out of my control. So I was like, okay, I'll just play Valorant for fun since most of my CS friends are already like transitioning to it. But I
Mm.
didn't transition to what do you say?
GoPro.
To GoPro, yeah. I went there just to try it out. Like, why was my other teammates also playing it while I
Mm.
told them to not play any other FPS games before? So,
Fair enough.
starting from there, I started in Act 2 back in August. Yeah,
Mm.
I started in August.
All right. So your biggest, I think, stint, and I think your like true step on to the Valorant professional was probably with Action PH, right?
Yeah,
And talk to me about that. What was that like? When you started off, because you guys, I think, initially itself, when you were playing in Action PH, you guys played a very early tournament in 2021 itself.
yeah,
In for of an Indian IP, right? The TEC
yeah.
Challenger series,
The
finished,
challenge.
where you guys finished second, I believe. So
Yeah.
starting itself, you guys had some pretty good, success. Talk to me about your Action PH time.
After Split 3 ended, our roster back then was these random names that you haven't heard of, which is Winter Love,
Mm-hmm.
and Docs. Then after that, Wild Oreo, the one he's on Oasis right now,
Mm-hmm.
had to choose between us and Oasis. Then I'm like, he asked me, so I'm like, bro, go for it. Like, that's a better opportunity because that's an org that has a what do you say management. Because
Yeah.
Action PH is only being handled by the owner itself because he's a
Mm.
big fan of esports. So after that, Wild Oreo left. Then Flippy, he's friends with the SBE guys, the
Yeah.
Southfield guys. So he transitioned there. So the only one left was me and Modski.
Mm.
So after that, I think uh the GXR guys was mixed up with NGX,
Mm-hmm.
the Enigma Galaxy,
Yeah,
right?
Enigma Galaxy.
So the Enigma Galaxy management wanted to get like what do you say veterans already. So they got Crazy Guy and Zesbio and NGX with the three new Filipino roster. So
Mm.
Eman FPS and Georgie was removed from the team. So when Boski contacted them, they agreed. Then Tesseract came from UCFC, I think, or DR Esports.
Mm.
So there was a bit of a problem there, but in the end, Tesseract joined us. So technically speaking, when we joined the first TEC qualifiers, right? We only had 4 days, 3 days of before the actual tournament. We formed up, like started practice 3 days before the tournament.
Mm.
So when we actually qualified for the main event, actually we had to beat Bleed, I think, the qualifier then. So we were actually what they say surprised that we didn't have this much practice, but we reached so far. Like,
Mm.
so what if we have a they say a structure to build, like days to practice? So
Yeah.
that's how we started believing. Then after the grand finals in TEC, right, versus
Mm.
Alter Ego, uh, Tesseract was contacted by Team Secret
Mm.
that he was gonna get picked up.
Yeah.
So we were in a pinch, like I think for 3 weeks, because we have to find a new player.
Mm-hmm.
Then somehow they took Jeremy instead. So Tesseract came back to us. Then we played the PH tournament, like all of the best PH teams,
Yeah.
and we won that. And at the same time, after that best of five, we had to play a best of three in the Zotac Cup, South Asia tournament. And I think from there we got third place. I think, which is
Yeah.
three tournaments, second, first, and third with
Mm-hmm.
that amount of results. My God, I'm like, yo, bro, we came in there.
So you guys were clearly, strongly feeling about the fact that you could actually accomplish something, eh? And you guys
Yeah.
did as well. But then again, these were, of course, third party tournaments, right? So, w- talking about the main part of your qualification, of not qualification, your competition, of course, is of course being a VCT team, right? You want to
Yeah.
play, you want to go, you want to qualify for masters, for champions. But you guys, I kind of feel like you guys went to a point where you could almost do it, but you ended up missing out at the edge of it.
Yeah.
What happened in those high stakes games?
I mean, starting, I guess, in the qualifiers, we lost to the Filipino RRQ. So we
Mm,
had to play all the way in the lower brackets. The fun fact is, the Zota Cup, right?
mm,
We fought against NGX, which is the team that removed Georgie and Eman.
mm,
And at the last series in the VCT qualifiers, we had to go up against NGX again, and we
mm.
beat them. So it was it's a straight to the face that why did you kick us, like the two of them,
Yeah.
when we beat them, right? So I think at the first week of VCT when we qualified, it was really good. No one
Mm,
can really stop us. But by second week, what do you say? We got red already. Even though I was already suggesting that we should change how we play because it is too obvious. Like
yeah.
my duelist is lurking,
Mm,
etc. Like it's so obvious. But they didn't listen. Then it went downhill from there. After that, we went into playoffs
mm.
by a mile. We had to what do you say, depend on Oasis to win their match in order for us
Yeah.
to qualify.
Yeah.
Then in the playoffs, it went downhill from there. Like, uh, my members got internal problems like all of us. So after there, what do you say, it went downhill. Like
Mm,
even though we qualified for APAC, right? The team wasn't there. We didn't even practice at all
yeah.
because everyone's not on the same page.
Yeah.
So it was really unfortunate. Even though like I saw the what I say Sleepy Studios tier list in the APAC challengers, right? With Alex also like Paper Rex's coach.
Mm,
They
yeah.
also put us in the top 8, like
Mm,
top 8 in APAC. So I was disappointed to see that we bounced out in the play-in stage.
mm.
That was really unfortunate.
Well, unfortunately, stuff does tend to happen in ways that you don't expect. But this, of course, was a stint that you had. I think was your proper first experience of being at a professional organization, and you were able to play at a level where you knew that you have the talent to be amongst the best in your regional areas. But what was it that I think okay, now what was it more like? I think this is one thing that I've seen from every SEA player slash team,
Mhm.
that you guys have this very special connection to playing in the sea ball, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
The Sea Games. No?
Yeah, yeah, SEA game. So have you ever, I mean, I think you came very close with Sky Empire, I believe that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came very close. So have you tried to do it again, or like have you tried, like what's it like, if do you want to play at the SEA games?
I mean, representing your own country, especially in Sea Games, where you can actually win like the gold medal,
Mm,
as in the Olympics, right? So it is really good that
mm,
if we were given a chance, we would do it. But the thing is, I think we weren't there yet as a team.
mm.
So the Sea Games happened when we just recently got formed.
Yeah.
So we're up against Naos, who's already been together, also Oasis. So I mean, we got close,
Mm,
but it wasn't enough, I guess.
yeah. And this brings us to I think, your life's biggest decision to probably change your complete trajectory from playing in the SEA to coming to South Asia, where you joined True Rippers, right? And that must have not been as easy. What
Yeah.
what made you jump ship to India?
I mean, cause the last org that we have, which is Sky Empire, actually
Mm,
got bankrupt. So we what do you say? We immediately got lost. Like, what are we gonna supposed to do now? Cause there's not a lot of orgs in the Philippines anyways.
mm,
And when I think it was Kaizen who uh contacted Disrupt that hey, you should join the tryouts in TR, etc. Then they were actually looking for an IGL and
Mm.
a flex, I think. Then I'm like, okay, let's take it. Me and Disrupt, we both took it. Then after that, I think it was this was not public info, but it was Kakarot and Je who trialed first before us.
Mm.
And I think they backed out. I don't know the full reason, but they backed out. So after, I think it was only us, the imports, who actually tried. Like, how they say, there were no other imports that I've known of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Wait, actually, I think it was Noz who also trialed
Mm.
for us, but I didn't get any info on that much. But after that, we got uh, picked out in the trials. But the thing is, that's where the decision's gonna be like the biggest, because I've never migrated to another country, especially
Mm.
like staying there for so long.
Yeah.
And I had to convince my parents, because my parents are not fully supported of me uh, migrating,
Mm.
because they would have understand if it's a, what do you say, a first world country like Singapore, Japan, Korea, those big places.
Yeah.
But when they heard it was from South Asia, they were kind of, what do you say, skeptical, because stereotypes and such.
Yeah.
So it took me like, I think, 2 weeks to convince them that we have the proper documents, we have the everything. You don't have to be scared of me going there. And I think my mom just, what they say, just fully believed, cause she asked, what they say, what's that, the where you ask your fortune, like your future, what's that, for the fortune teller.
Yeah.
Like, you had that back then. Then
Mm-hmm.
she had, the fortune teller said that two of your children will migrate to some other country, like will work overseas.
Mm.
So when she realized, oh, I think the fortune was true, so she went with it.
Wow. Okay. So the fortune teller saved your
Yeah,
career.
technically.
Fair enough. Okay. Wow. That's quite the story. But I'm pretty sure it couldn't have been easy. Migrating from the Philippines for the first ever time, and that too in a country like India, which, as we all say, India is not for beginners, right? And
Yeah.
you came to India as a beginner. So, what was it like, the beginner experience when you first came here?
I mean, this is also the first time I flew like for so long, like connecting flights. So
Mm.
I was really tired. And cause our plan was, since they have a food menu here, the bootcamp menu,
Mm.
we said, okay, we'll try it for 2 weeks, like, cause there's 2 weeks of, what they say, different dishes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's try. At the first, like, some of it was okay, but the biggest problem for me was the spice. It was too spicy for me. Like,
Mm.
my, what do you say, my stomach was so upset like every night. So good thing the COO said that, also, like, Yash himself said that you don't need to force yourself to eat. Uh, they tried to lessen the spice also, but
It
I
is what
I
it is.
can't. I can't. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing.
But
So we had to adjust.
I think the food in Philippines also does have like a good amount of spice, right? Like,
Yes, but we the difference now, because now that I've realized it, the difference between here in the Philippines is that you guys tend to use spice more, right?
yeah.
To us, we tend to use like condiments, like soy sauce,
Ah.
coconut milk,
Yeah.
vinegar,
Mm.
like anything other than spices. We only use spices like to spice up the food. We don't use spices to have this food have a taste.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. All right. So you came to True Rippers, you joined them, India, completely new experience, started off with a team. What was your first experience with that first roster? Like, I think you had Kaizen, I believe Techno was also there for the
Yeah.
first iteration, and you had a team that looked it had potential, but it was also pretty young. So what was that like?
Uh what they say. At first, it was Wimp, Pixels, Kaizen, me, and Disrupt,
Yeah.
and we didn't have much practice because I think it started around March third week or second week, and we started around March first week.
Mm.
So we only had like 2 weeks or 1 week to prepare because we
Mm.
still have to travel. And so far at the start, I think all of it, like until June, until Split
Mm.
2, I had to micromanage
Mm.
because the thing is, we didn't have enough time compared to now where, because after Split 1, we got third place, right?
Yeah.
It's 1 week, then it's Split 2 already. So we didn't have enough time to prepare.
Yeah.
But at the first, it was really hard because I had to adjust to their game style. Because the way me and the Disrupt plays, it's pretty basic. Like,
Yeah.
okay, watch this, I'll watch that. That's it. No need to explain every single detail that
Yeah.
you
Because
have to do this
you guys
because you
trust
have.
each other as well a lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's more of having the game sense of, oh, he's watching this because of this. He
Mm.
doesn't need to explain why he's doing this.
Yeah.
I understand fully. So it took me a while to understand their what they say, their play style.
Mm-hmm.
So once I understood it, it helped me, I guess, in some way to call like how I usually call, but
Mm.
at the same time, not removing uh
Individuality.
their identity. Yeah,
Mm.
their identity on how they play.
Got it. So this, of course, was your first ever stint in India. You had, I would say, considering the way you guys played in that first, VCLSA last year, I think you guys did it honestly pretty decently well considering what the squad was and how you guys formed up, right? But there was, of course, that one little, I would say, passion that you guys were like, you know what, True Rippers have got what it takes, but they probably need a little bit of a change. And that change came actually pretty massively when the pickup of Deathmaker and Hell happened, right?
Yeah.
Keeping that as a pinned thought, I want to ask you, before coming to India, what had you known about Indian players and stuff like that, about whether from CSGO, from Valorant? Did you know about Deathmaker? Did you know about the rest of the players? Like, what did you have a base of knowledge about anybody?
Remember in 2021, right? We competed in the
TC Challenger series, yeah.
TEC Challengers and the Zota Cup, right?
Mm.
So when we actually beat GE there in TC, I think it was Mimosa who started following me.
Mm.
So when I saw that he's like kind of the news guy, the
Yeah.
Indian news guy, so I followed him back. Then ever since, my Twitter was filled with so much SA content that even the dramas that even I'm not in the region, I know the dramas. I'm like, oh my god, so much is happening. Because after we beat G, I actually got a ton of followers in Twitter because of it.
That's kind of what happens when you beat an
Yeah.
Indian team.
Then
But,
after that, right, after 1 month,
mm,
we beat also VLT.
yeah.
So I'm pretty aware of them already
Mm,
before even transitioning here because we've also practicing with them.
yeah.
I know how VLT rosters like change from MW1, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been friends in Valorant with them, with Vivor, with MW1.
Mm-hmm.
But that maker personally, I know him from CS
Mm-hmm.
because I think he's one of the top Elo players in Face It. So
Yeah.
that's how I got to know his name. Then my friend, he's friends with Logi.
Mm.
So basically, I have a little bit of idea
Connection.
on. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That's nice. That's nice. So when you first found out that Halef and Deathmaker are going to be joining your team, and you're going to have, a pretty, I would say, veteran plus young experience, you've got everything all around the block. What was your reaction to both of them joining?
I mean, at first, what they say, I I I I wasn't surprised like they were gonna join because the thing is when we saw remember Split One, right? It was VLT versus us,
Yeah.
and they didn't play. They benched DM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like, are they overconfident because we lost to them 13-2 or what?
Mm.
Then uh when they lost against us, I thought they're gonna be realizing, oh, we have to bring back DM, right?
Yeah.
But when they fought against God's Reign, DM still didn't play. So I'm like, bro, why are they wasting so much, like, what do you say,
Talent.
potential? Yeah,
Mm.
talent basically to not play, to not let DM play. I'm like, can we just get him? Like, bro, he's he's not playing. What a waste of talent. So, but yeah, basically when they joined, I was hyped up. That's why
Mm.
I posted back in July when they were officially signed that, because I made a tweet back in uh December
Mm-hmm.
2021, which is what's that line, like, I really feel good about this team,
Mm.
like I'm confident, like something like that. I just don't know the whole words, but
Mm.
it's something along the lines.
Mm.
Then we went into a pack, like we went to challengers, so I requoted it that I have a good feeling about this team. So basically what I'm hinting is we're gonna go to Ascension. Like that's what I'm saying.
All right, all
So
right.
that's how I got the feeling when they both joined, because they're both known names. They're both still individually good.
Mm.
Like they're not, what do you say, washed. They're still at the top, even though they're
Yeah,
playing for so long. They're still there.
yeah, that is true. Now, let's move ahead a little bit, right? Let's consider what exactly has been your trajectory. You guys kind of after the disband of VLT, after the disband of OGs, X roster, you you and Reckoning kind of became the face front because you guys were amongst the best in VCLSA last year. I mean, once of course, you guys made the change with Deathmaker and Hellf,
Yep.
and Reckoning were also there, right?
Yep.
So that kind of pressure that I think was there on VLT and OG, especially because VLT crumbled as such, it came onto you guys, and now you guys started fighting off for that first place every tournament that you played. Off seasons, I saw that Ace Predator League that you guys played here.
Second.
That was second. Their OG was there, but that was a whole different thing. Then I believe there was another off
Comic
season
Con.
Comic Con,
Second place.
second place. Yeah, so you guys were
E-
having that curse
Easy.
Challenger series. Yeah, off season,
Second place.
second place. Yeah, sorry to remind you about all of that,
It's okay.
but I think your pinnacle moment, of course, came in the one and only where I think it mattered the most for you, right? Convergence 2023 was the True Ripper show. I don't want you to tell me what happened first. I want you to tell me your emotions. Like, what did you feel after that first game against Genji when people were telling, you know what, True Rippers could be a franchise team? What were your emotions back then?
For me, I was, when I read that comment, like, we can actually be in a franchise team. For me, at least, it didn't make me happy because it they didn't know how we play. To be
Mm-hmm.
honest, that's the good thing about Cinderella runs, right? Because you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what their common things they're doing, like,
Mm.
basically. So for me, even though we won, right, it was not like an upset where we destroyed them as a team.
Yeah,
Like, I got heated up on the first half,
yeah,
then DM got heated up on the second half. So it's more of a, because we were that players on that day. We were him.
yeah. You
uh,
were him.
yeah.
You
So
were them. You were all of you with this
yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, at least, that's why my favorite quote when it comes to esports or sports in general is not about reaching the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's about staying in the top,
Yeah.
because consistency over, like, just one result, like
Mm.
one team wonder,
Yeah.
I don't want to have that allegations.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Was that though the peak of your individual performance in your entire career, or
In officials, yes,
yeah, yeah,
that game, because it really showed that I was in the zone. I was in
yeah?
that moment where,
You were dancing for half that map. I remember. So.
because I was in the perfect place at the right time, like I was there always. Because if you look at it right now,
Mm.
uh I'm actually always on the other side. Like, but on during that Genji game, I don't know. I was there. Like,
Yeah. I was him.
so
Clearly.
yeah, I was really proud of what I did there, because I didn't really expect. Like, I had a dream that I would do good,
Mhm.
on that tournament, but I didn't expect to be that good.
But I'm pretty sure that that tournament kind of opened a lot of eyes towards South Asian, because South Asian Valorant especially, because I think you guys kind of blew up the entire scene in a way that I don't think anybody expected, because before that everybody, and even now there are at least a lot lesser people, but there's a lot of people who keep doubting the region, because of course internationally, we've not done anything particularly out of the craziness that we've seen from SEA. But that one particular uh, tournament, you guys pushing FUT to overtime, you guys taking a map off of Genji, almost beating them, coming close enough to qualify almost and making it. There was a whole resurgence, I feel, from your performance particularly, because after that, very quickly, next month itself, we saw OG, who went and played in that
Yeah,
Acer in Manila. They beat two teams and were
almost.
almost beat Team Secret
Yeah,
13-11. They
exactly.
lost 13-11. They could have beaten, but they kind of threw the rounds. It is what it is.
It is
They
what it is.
yeah, they did throw that game, but you see that you started a trend where people, you know what they started saying, the competition has now gone higher. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, cause last year's VCSA was the trend for imports. Cause you can see every team
Mm,
has imports.
yeah,
That's Rain. I think it was only even Aster Army has imports. So like it's where teams were formed like weeks, only weeks. Not only I think it was only VLT who was
VLT
uh,
also had imports, but yeah.
yeah, they started early back in January, I think, or
Yeah.
February. So they had a month or two to prepare.
Mm,
But all of the teams, they got picked up by March.
yeah.
So the competition back then was legit, what do you say, bad.
Yeah.
Because it was all individual skills. It was all heroic plays. There were no trap plays. There were no team domination plays.
Mm,
So if you compare it right now, especially with the young guns, bro, like you can see Venka, you can
mm,
see Techno, like you see these guys rising up. Like last year, you're always gonna see the same people, same players. But now you have more options. Even
yeah.
now, like OG invested to the young guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty healthy sign that what we need is like players that are willing to grind, as well as what do you say coaches, or like let's say IGLs that are willing to train these young players, because they're really cracked.
Yeah.
Like also,
Agreed.
like the bad thing is the ping here. Like let's say you live in Delhi, right? The
Mm,
ping to Singapore is like what, 70, I think,
yeah.
70 to 80.
Yeah.
So you're in a pretty bad disadvantage when it comes to playing rank, like showing off your skills.
Mm,
But for me, just for the young guns, I guess, just have the what do you say, the motivation and the discipline to actually be trained under. Because in other regions, I can see that if they're fragging and they're like, let's say, coach or their IGL is not fragging, they're gonna
mm,
be trying to underestimate them, like, oh my goodness, why would I listen to you when you can't even kill, right?
yeah.
So if the young guns come here, have that discipline where they respect the coaches, they respect the IGL, then they're gonna have a serious growth on their careers. And
True.
by then, you won't be surprised, maybe like Techno's gonna be in Masters in next year, you won't know, right?
Yeah.
So having this talk about discipline, it's really important,
Mm,
because the young guns, especially for me, because I came in before, like as a young person playing, like all I think about before is, oh, I have more kills than you, so shut up, you don't matter. So I want these young people to know that eh,
kills is not everything.
yeah, exactly,
Fair enough. Yeah.
you get it because they enable you to get it.
Exactly. Yeah. You're set up for success. You have that success because of your team, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So Convergence, of course, was a quite a high point for you guys. And on the following back of that, a lot of people started saying, you know what, through Rippers, they are gonna win VCL this time. But when you guys started off the season, you had a I would say a very shaky start. You guys lost your first two games. It was very difficult for you. What happened in the first couple of games?
I think since we started integrating the coach after convergence, but
Hmm.
we had the rest. So we started around January third week, maybe second week.
Yeah.
So what do you say? We haven't fully integrated to the system.
Hmm.
So it took us a while to it took us a while to what do you say fully understand on how it works, like the system itself.
Mhm.
And we had some adjustments as well because the system that the coach has isn't perfect. So
Mm.
we also had to adjust it to our own.
Yeah.
So at the shaky start, I didn't really feel what they say disappointed because the thing is we have in the Philippines, me and the staff has a saying, the more you try to be proper,
Mm.
the more at the start, right? The more you get weaker because you have to play properly, you have to play smart.
Yeah.
And it confuses you with your usual gameplay where okay, I'm just gonna go kill, I'm just gonna go push. That's why we have this, if the new team's popping off,
Yeah.
it's called the honeymoon period. And
Mm.
for me, I'd rather have a slow start than have honeymoon periods because
Fair enough.
honeymoon periods, we've been there.
Yeah.
Action page was there. I know how it feels. So having this honeymoon period, nah, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
I accept that we lost because we have things to fix. And we
Mm.
got so used to playing proper, like in scrims, that we actually played the games like it was practice. Like not in a good way, but more of in a bad way where it's okay. We're not trying to adjust to what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're only playing our own game, which
Mm.
is not always good. You always have to have some little bit of adjustments.
Yeah. But I think you guys picked it up pretty well towards the latter end of the season, which me personally, I think that because how well suited your core is of all five of you, and how well you guys are able to handle yourselves in pressure situations. Also, because you guys have got probably right now your squad is the most experienced squad in terms of a five. Because you guys have been to multiple lands, you guys have got experience of playing against a lot of different teams. You were the only ones, of course, who played against franchise teams as an official. So the experience that you had, of course, paid off in the end, because even when you came to the land, right, when you guys qualified, where there was that whole scenario of, oh, Medal is gonna make, oh, Reckon is gonna make it, oh, True Rippers, oh wait, did they make
Oh,
it?
I thought that,
The
yeah.
whole table thing, yeah. So at the end of that, when you reached the land, were you ever in doubt that maybe what will happen to us if we don't make the land? Like, did you ever have that thought?
Not
like
really.
like your reputation sort of thing, because a lot of
Ah,
people are saying True
no,
Ripper should make it.
we, we weren't focused on the what they say, the other people's comments, because our main goal is not to win every single tournament, like not to
Mm.
show. Because the thing is, that's the problem, right? The more you constantly win, the more you put targets on your backs.
Mm.
So imagine having us a perfect run. Of course, all of the teams that qualified for the LAN, who are they gonna focus? Okay, they're gonna focus us. So it creates more anti-stratting. It
Yeah.
creates, because the thing is, our main goal is split two, like ascension.
Yeah.
That's the
Ascension.
overall goal.
Mm.
I don't care if we place last. I don't care if we place first in cups,
Mm.
because will it give enough points for us to qualify in ascension? I don't think so, right?
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't mean we're gonna throw our games. We're,
Yeah, fair. I
like,
mean, considering that you guys came all the way to the final in the way that you did, which by the way I predicted. I'm gonna take full credit for that. And the fact that this I want to ask you actually. To put this a little as the hot take thing itself. None of the casters, none of the talent predicted you guys to even win a single game out of groups. What did that make you feel like?
uh, for me, it didn't really matter because I saw the Nodwin post, right? Who's
Yeah.
gonna win the Cup 1? Who Cup 1 LAN? Oh, it's Grey Fox. Oh, it's RNT. Oh, it's Medal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no TR. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, eh, it's better to be casters or everyone to slept, like our team's getting slept on, the more there's no pressure because
Mm.
no one's expecting us to win.
Yeah.
We that's how we qualified for convergence. Because for me, like we were on the verge of what they say cracking back then on the before the qualifiers start.
Mm.
Because we've been in three tournaments and we've been second place. So especially the first match against Genji, no
Mm.
one. The comments are like, "Oh, if True Reapers gets a map, I will shave my head. If True Reapers gets double digit, I will cut my like more less pressure, I guess." So
Wow.
for that, not expecting us, like that's what also fueled me. Like,
Mm.
did you guys just forget it was just a few months ago, December? You
Mhm.
know, guys, can we did we just forget what happened in the off season? I know we didn't win, but who was the second place? Bro, come on.
Yeah. I think this is something that I was screaming while I was doing watch parties, right? For your LAN events. No matter what happens, True Rippers will find a way to fight back. Simple as that. No matter how much you guys got pressure, nobody is believing me. Everybody's like, "Stop it, dude. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen." At least 60% of 70% of my chat. But I, for a fact, believed that even though you guys lost that first game, I knew that you're not repeating the same mistakes against Revenant, which you did very, very well, by the way. Your set play tactics were amazing and everything, whatnot. But, Aryu, now we're heading to a point where we are slowly stepping to that split 2, where Ascension is going to come. But that is for a conversation that you guys will most likely be ready for eventually, right? Because you guys are getting better as you go every single game. Given that nobody expected you to make it to the final, you were there and almost it came to little neck and neck where you guys lost by just one singular round. It was unfortunate the way it happened, but yeah. Now, I want I want to keep this aside because the future is something that is uncertain. We don't know what's
Yeah,
going to happen. I'm going
yeah.
to ask you about your family, right? I want you to tell me, you've obviously been talking to them. How proud are they of you for what you've achieved, especially given that you've been away from home for months on end?
I mean, like my mom especially, when I came back home, cause when I came back home, I was always the one that goes with my mom to buy like in the market, right?
Yeah.
And she's really like close to every store, like dealer, like yeah. So uh the what do you say? The owner was like, "Who is this kid? Cause you've been always here in the market, right?" And
Mm.
she doesn't have any idea who I am. So I'm like, then my mom's like, "Oh, this is my son that got imported." Cause she likes the word imported. Cause when you get imported to another country,
It means
that
you're
means
valuable.
yeah, exactly. Like they're putting resources for you when
Yeah.
they can get someone close, right? But
Mm.
they did that, so it's like a big thing. Oh, so my mom's like, "Oh, my son is a pro player in India. He got imported." Like she's talking about that, like she's really proud of like what I'm doing, cause she can see like I'm open with her. Like she knows how much I'm making, how much this I'm. Cause the thing is, my parents especially, they made us understand that that's the good thing about my parents is they don't think of their children as a what they say savings account where they're gonna give education to you,
And then
etc.
you are the
The-
retirement home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my parents, no, they're quite different.
Mm.
We're gonna save up our own. You do your own thing. Like, don't think of us like. Of course, you have to treat them like maybe sometime go out in a restaurant,
Yeah.
but they're not treating you as like a retirement home.
Yeah.
So that for me is really important because when I was gonna go to a university, she asked me like, "What course are you gonna be taking?" Because usually Asian parents are gonna be like, "Pick a doctor, pick
Yeah.
a lawyer, pick an engineer." So my mom was like, "Pick whatever you want, as long as you get your job, as long as you get, So we've had this like long talks because I graduated back in 2022.
Mm.
So like the funny thing about it is that I was 1 day away from retiring in
Damn.
Pro Esports because uh what do I say, I was not having any offers. I was not having any team for I think 5 months already.
Mm.
So it was one day before. I already compiled all my like requirements to for a job offer, but I got offered last second. So
Mm.
my mom asked me, "Are you really sure? Cause it's not stable, etc. What if you lost your team again? Cause Sky Empire and the other team I had, it's only 1 month,
Yeah.
and I lost 5 months or 6 months worth of job offers.
Mm.
So I had to make sure that it was the right thing to do.
Eventually, it was the right thing to do. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
disrupt. Yeah, show us that. Yeah, show us that.
mm, yeah, he just went outside.
Yeah. So this, of course, was I think one part of your life. Talk to us a little bit about your other part, about your girlfriend, who I think has been a very impactful person in your life, I believe, especially because you always had that plushie toy that she gave you with you. So talk to us a little bit about her. What's she like? How has she helped you and supported you in your career?
I think at first it was really hard because even though she was what do you say, uh, tier two player, right? She
Mm.
was not really fully invested on like what do you say, the desire to win, like to compete. So she was just doing it for a hobby.
Mm.
So at first it was really hard because she cannot really fully understand why am I so invested to competing rather than because usually in relationships, right? She should always be the number one priority.
Yeah.
But I made it clear that she's not gonna be on my first priority because the thing is you cannot be slacking off in esports. The
Yeah.
moment you slack off is the moment that you get left behind
Mm.
because somewhere is grinding more than you.
Yeah.
Then if you stop, they'll catch up onto you and take your job. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Agreed.
So I had to make it clear. Then I think a little bit now she can understand, and I think for me I have some what they say. I'm still not on that level where I'm what you say a good boyfriend, because most of the times I'm not there with her. If
Mm.
like crucial times that I'm supposed to be with her, I'm not there. So it's also a hard thing for me, especially I'm in India. Time zones is also a bad thing because even though it's only 2 hours and 30 minutes, that's already a lot.
Yeah.
Because usually I in the Philippines I sleep around 1 a.m.
Yeah.
But here I also sleep at 1 a.m. But it's already 4:30 there.
Yeah. It's quite a.
3:30. Yeah,
Mm.
something like that. So time zones really
It's
hard.
difficult. Yeah.
But for me, she's really important to me because even though I am not showing her fully that she's really important to me because she's asking where am I,
Mm.
uh I needed you, you're not there. It's hard. It's hard to balance things.
Yeah. No, I get that. I
So
get that.
so for me, that's why when the ops, like when we get a break, right, when we go home,
Yeah.
that's where I, when they say, give everything that I can while I still have a free schedule. And that's the thing I hope she can understand in the future because she thinks of it as oh, you're just here because you're free, like it's convenient for you.
Yeah.
So I just want her to understand that I'm doing it because I this is the only time I have, like the best thing that I can give to you is my time.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm giving it to you is the fact that you're important to me. Like that's my whole point there.
Well, I hope at one point you guys are able to, just get this in a much better trajectory. And I hope, or I wish all the best to both of you. But this kind of throws me into another direction. Has there ever been a moment where you felt, very emotionally weak? Not regarding your girlfriend, but in about your career or about your family in general. Like where you felt like, why am I doing all this? Should I just stop everything?
Yeah, it occurred to me a couple of times because when Action PH actually disbanded, right?
Mm.
My body clock was really bad because I was so used to doing something. I love doing things like it's a scheduled thing, right? I want those, but when actually I this got disbanded for the first time in Valorant,
Mm.
it felt off because the times that I'm usually screaming, it's now free.
Mm.
So what am I supposed to do? Like I I actually got to the point where is it really worth it to pursue? Like
Mm.
even now actually, cause I'm seeing my classmates who graduated. Oh, okay, they're doing adulting things,
Yeah.
like working, having these conversations. But me, I'm doing the same thing over and over. 9 years, I'm still playing. I'm still in front of the computer. It feels like kind of I didn't mature. So it always occurs to me that is it really worth it? Because we don't have a proper break.
Mm.
We cannot. Okay, I'm gonna go to Japan by December because that's usually the free time, right? Nope. In esports, you can't. You don't have your schedule with you. The schedule is not in your hands.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Very
So
difficult.
having this thoughts, it's getting to me. But I always think the time that I've already put in here and the desire to compete, because what I want at the end of the day is be considered as one of the best, to lift a trophy, to
Yeah.
be considered to be the best at something.
Mm.
Because the thing is, like, let's say you're good at math. Yeah, I'm good at math. There's always someone gonna be better. Okay, you're good at sports. There's always someone gonna be better. So I want to be best at something at least. I don't want to be what do you say, an average guy, a mediocre guy where oh, jack of all trades, you're good, but you're not the best.
Yeah. Fair.
So having that desire, it's what continues me to pursue esports.
Have you ever had any emotional breakdowns, like, where you miss your family too much, or you just in general, like, have had any emotional situations where you felt very weak, by yourself? Like, what are the more difficult moments that you've had in your life?
I mean, migrating here is really hard because my dad works as an overseas Filipino worker. So at most of the times he's not at home as well. So uh when he gets home, that's the only time we're complete. But
Mm.
now I also migrated, so it's also hard that now I'm the reason why we're not complete at home. So
Mm.
it's kind of what do you say, saddening that I cannot. Cause the thing is, I've realized it that uh the grind moments that I've did like back in 2015, I didn't spend as much time with my family. I was always playing, playing, playing,
Mm.
playing. I didn't have time for my family. Now I'm starting to realize like, what if one day they're not here anymore? So having those moments, it's really sad because I want to be there with them. I want to spend time with them because I have invested so much time in playing that I haven't given enough time for my family. And that's what's causing me to should I really be going with this? Because I really love my family. That's the thing.
Mm.
And I cannot make them, how to say, feel that I love them because I'm not there,
Yeah.
right? I'm not spending time with them. How will they know that I love them, right? So that's the crucial part. That's why I'm sad sometimes, especially when there's like 2 weeks break. Like
Yeah.
back in October, I think I forgot what holiday was it, but it was about religion here, where they have to go home.
Dashera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dashera.
So me and the strap was like the only there. We're only two here.
I
So
remember
it
we
was
went for
like
a tournament that time as well.
yeah, exactly. So it was really sad that we cannot go home. We're not close with my family. Where okay, guys, by weekend you can go home to your families. It's a day off. Just get back in the boot camp the next day. I can't do that.
Mm.
So that's really sad. Like even though I'm free, my
Yeah.
schedule's free.
Yeah.
Can I meet them? Can I go home? I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I
No, you
know.
went home. You went home. What do you mean?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it is very difficult, considering that, when you are with, you've come from a family which are supporting you, to chase your dreams, but at the same time, you want them to be beside you when you're chasing those dreams.
Yeah,
So it is
exactly.
difficult. You are heading into VCLSA Split 2. Are you? You're heading in a couple of months.
Cup 2.
Are you ready? Do you think you guys can make it to Ascension?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty confident about this team because every day we improve them. Every day we make mistakes. Every day we fix those. So
Mm,
given enough time, I think, especially split 2, I think there's gonna be some major uh changes, right? Like
yeah.
agent changes. So new meta, but the chemistry is still here.
Mm,
So give us enough time, cause to be honest, at the start we were shaky because uh the system was not perfect. We had to adjust it
yeah.
to ourselves and to him. We had
Mm,
to make him understand that the SEA way is not the EU way.
yeah.
So, but by now he fully understands it. So, be ready, I guess. Be ready for this, cause we're not uh we're not gonna give up, and the whole team's goal here, the minimum at least
Mm,
for us, is ascension. Like nothing else. It's not a way for us to put pressures for ourselves, but more of, if we win, it doesn't mean we should like fully celebrate because the
yeah.
job's not yet done.
Fair.
Job's not finished.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Aryu, let's quickly head on to the rapid fire section. Okay. And you're gonna
Okay.
quickly answer one by one. I'll give you two options. You choose whatever you want. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's begin with Vandal or Phantom.
Vandal.
Vandal or AK-47.
Vandal.
Okay. Operator or Op.
Op.
Revenant or Grey Fox.
Grey Fox.
Okay. Medal or Grey Fox.
Grey Fox.
All right. Excali or Cyber.
Excali.
Okay. Let's move this up a little. Demon 1 or Durka.
Demon 1.
Forsaken or Jing.
Forsaken.
Okay. Alex or Eng.
Alex.
Alex. All right. Okay. Okay. Disrupt or Techno.
Disrupt.
Oh, okay.
Not
Okay.
that disrupt.
Okay. Deathmaker or SK Rossi.
That maker.
SK Rossi or Caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel. Okay. All right. Interesting. The Judge or the Spectre.
The judge.
Judge. Okay. Spicy food, sweet food.
Sweet food. For sure.
Breakfast or dinner.
Breakfast.
Okay. Early mornings or late nights.
Late nights.
All right. Going on a long drive or going on a long flight.
Long drive.
Long drive. All right. Nice. Okay. Let's close that and get to the hot take section. Okay. You're gonna give me a
Oh
couple
my.
of hot takes. All right. I want you to tell me by yourself, and then after that, I'm gonna give you a couple of things. I want you to tell me one unpopular opinion you have that people would want to stab you for about Valorant. Anything at all.
About Valorant.
Anything. It could be about VCLSA. It could be about any player. It could be about Valorant itself. Go ahead.
That's the thing that's hard because Judge being should be nerfed is not an unpopular opinion.
I want a little hotter than that. Come on, give me something hot.
Unpopular. No, the thing is, that's the hard part because I can't think of anything right now.
Come on.
Operator should be removed in the game.
Whoa. Okay then. Operator should be removed from the game.
It's a basic gun to use.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. I want you to tell me whatever you feel about this. Okay. Revenant are overhyped.
Yes,
Yes.
they are. Yeah.
Right. Revenant are going to win Split 2.
No,
No? Okay.
no, they're not gonna win
Okay.
because we're here.
Okay. Grey Fox have the most potential in VCLSA.
Most potential. What can I say there? Most potential. Nah, I think it's us.
Okay.
Because I feel like Techno has a higher reach of
Mm.
potential.
Fair
Not
enough.
because Venka's like really good individually, like speaking,
Mm.
but I think Techno, like, he has a mix of everything. So
Fair
I'll
enough.
go with that.
All right. Grey Fox would be nothing without Godspeed.
Now that's a hard question. Huh? That's a hard question.
Let's go. Come on.
Mm, no, no, no. I
No?
believe in the players' abilities to be at the level at where they are. Maybe they'll take a while to get there because they don't have Godspeed,
Mm.
but they'll be there. I believe.
All right. Okay. That's interesting. Venka will be a franchise player.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
If he keeps it up, and somehow, some way, he convinces that uh stopping studies and going all in esports,
Mm.
why not? I believe he has the talent for it. He just needs time and experience to be there.
Fair enough. Okay. SK Rossi will never make it back to tier 1.
Yeah,
He won't?
yeah, he won't. Yeah,
He won't make it back? Okay.
for me, he has to win here. He has to win Ascension for them to consider him back. That's for me. That's my take.
All right. I like it. Okay. True Rippers has done more internationally than global esports ever did in the last 3 years. Apart, not considering franchise. Back when they were not in franchise.
In terms of what, like
Okay,
results?
let me put it this way. True Rippers' convergence run was better than global esports' any VCT qualification run. Internationally, basically.
Oh, for me, yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
Because it's showing signs on our convergence run. No one was expecting us, and we did actually more than we were expected to. But global was already, like, what do you say, already being expected to do something. That's
Yeah.
the thing, because we were legit completely underdogs.
Mm.
So, but global, when they tried to qualify for LCQ, when they tried to qualify for like the challengers, right?
Yeah.
They were always expected to win somehow because
Yeah.
they're the best SA team, but we were not considered the best SA team.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like that. All right. Last one. Okay. True Rippers will make it to top 4 or maybe have the chance to win Ascension.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Because I fully trust my teammates. I believe in them. This is like no bias at all. Because the thing is, I've been with them for like what, 8 months already,
Mm.
and we just need, what do you say, the proper way of things. Because the thing is, we have the firepower. What we're lacking is only consistency. That's it. We have the system, we have the firepower. When we shoot, when it's our day, we're unstoppable, basically.
Yeah.
So having that consistency, then we win. That's the thing. We just need the consistency.
All right. Anything you want to say to your fans right before we cut off?
Thank you everyone, especially the fans that stayed after we lost in the grand finals, that waited for us to go down and take pictures with them, do content shoots with them. I'm really thankful for them because most of the teams are like fans. Once the event is over, they leave, right?
Yeah.
They stayed. So it really goes to show that you guys support us, and I hope that we can bring out more quality Valorant because it's better to have a close loss
Mm.
rather than a landslide win, because it's good for the fans, it's good for the viewers. Like, yeah, I hope that we can get our, what do you say, our highest potential of firepower and consistency by split 2 and Ascension. I don't want to jinx it that we're gonna qualify for Ascension, but we'll do our very best to be there, and we won't stop just because we won something. That's it. So thank you everyone, especially to those who's gonna watch this, like the whole thing. This is a long
Yeah.
video.
Don't worry,
And
we'll be making a couple of changes, but
I mean, yeah, if you guys reach at the end of the video, I want to thank you guys because there were only gonna be few who will watch the whole thing. That's for sure.
fair
That's for
enough.
sure.
All right. Thank you so much, ARYU, for joining me. And all the best for Cup 2, Split 2, and hopefully Ascension.
Thank you.